Hi everyone, my name's Sarah and this is my channel Read Write Plans, where we talk about all things reading, writing, and planning. I'm super excited about today's video because what I have here is the beginner fountain pen sampler from Jet Pens. Now, I have never used a fountain pen before. I've never even held one in my hands other than unboxing this order. So when I was going down the rabbit hole of fountain pens, I was looking at all the ones that were suggested for beginners, but they come in so many different nibs and so many different types of pen barrels, and so I didn't have any idea what I wanted. Did I want medium? Did I want extra fine? I don't know. So I went on the Jet Pens website and found this sampler pack, and I get that none of these pens are going to be high quality pens. I think I paid $27 for all 5 of them. So what I'm hoping for is that it gives me a better idea of what I like, so that when I start looking at a little bit higher quality pens, I can kind of see what I like and what I don't like. So what I want to do before I jump into writing with these pens, because I've never even written with a fountain pen, is I want to just put the inks in so we can kind of see how those go in and how easily those go in. And then I'll let them sit for a few minutes and then we'll come back and we'll test them out. Okay, so I want to start with the 2 that are disposable. The first is the Zebra Zensations. This is 0.6 millimeter. So I don't know if that sounds like a medium or maybe even a little bit more than medium. And then we also have the Pilot Precision Varsity, and this one, it says medium. These 2 are disposable, so I don't have to put the ink into those ones. So let's take a look at the 3 that need ink put into it. This one is the Zebra B301 in fine point, and it's an aluminum barrel. It came with 2 refills. So I've just pulled one of them out here. Let's see how this one works. Okay. It twists off easily. Okay, so I actually had to stop the recording and go look up which end of this goes in first, because I've never put ink in a fountain pen before. So it looks like this end here goes in like this, and you push it until it clicks. Okay, that took a little bit of effort. Okay, so I'm going to set that one to this, twist that back on, set that one to the side, and then I'll give these a few minutes. This one is the Platinum Preppy 0.3 fine, and it feels like the ink is inside of here. So it must go in like this, and I'll push until it clicks. That one went in a little bit easier. Maybe I just had a better feel of it the second time around. And then the last one is this extra fine Pilot Penmanship. And it came with the ink refill in the package. So I'll just push that one in. That feels like it's going in funny. Okay, I think I had that backwards. So I put it in this way, and there's a little guide in there. You probably can't see it, but it looks like it goes in this way. Okay. So I am going to let those sit for a few minutes to let that ink get down in really nicely, and then we'll come back and we'll do some pen testing. Okay, so I've let these pens sit for a little bit, and we're gonna give them a shot. Now, I wanna start with the 2 disposable pens, and I feel like the whole reason to use a fountain pen is because they're refillable. And I feel like that's a lot of waste. I feel like one of the reasons I would enjoy a fountain pen would be because there is less waste, right? And so the idea of a disposable fountain pen, I don't know. we're going to try them out, but I don't feel like that is something that I would use long term. But I'm going to put these couple to the side, and then this is just a Hobonichi notebook. I have nothing written in it. I'm just going to use this as a pen sampler notebook, and I just wrote Jet Pen Beginner Fountain Pen Sampler there. So this is the Zebra Zensations. I did a little research on these, and this one only comes in 0.6 millimeters, but it does come in a bunch of different colors. So, and again, I've never written with a fountain pen, so this is going to be brand new. But I did read that you're supposed to write at like a 45-degree angle, so we're going to give it a shot. Okay, so it did have a little bit of skip there, and that's probably just because I haven't used it yet. That's probably a me problem, not of this pen problem. I want to see, okay, so I want to see if it smears. And I expected it to smear right away, but now I want to give it a few seconds to dry and then test it. Okay, so I counted to 10 and it still smeared. I think that's probably universal. So I'm just going to let it sit and see how long, maybe after we do the next pen, if it still smears. And again, this was 0.6 nib, and it comes in various colors. I don't know, that's not a great writing experience so far, but again, that might just be a me problem. Okay, now we're going to try the Pilot Precise Varsity. Now that one felt a lot better. It didn't skip at all. This one is in a medium nib, and it does come in various colors. Let's see how this works smear-wise. Let's try it after 5 seconds. And then we'll try it after it dries for a while. I'm going to go back up here and try this one. Okay, so that doesn't smear after a minute or so. Okay, so this one felt a lot better than this one did in terms of writing. It didn't skip at all. This one also just feels a little bit clunkier. Okay, so those were the two disposable ones. Now let's move to these other ones, and I want to see, yeah, so that after a minute or so, that did not smear. Okay, the next one I want to try is the Zebra V301. This is in the fine, and I tried to look up information about this, and there was a little bit of conflicting information on whether or not the ink cartridge was proprietary and whether or not you could get a converter to use other inks. So I'm not really sure. This one, it did say it has a hooded nib. You can, I don't know if you can see, let's see. The nib is a little bit different. It has that kind of hood over top of it. Okay, so again, this is the Zebra V301 in fine. And a little bit of skipping. Obviously gonna smear. Let's wait 5 seconds. And then we'll wait a few minutes. Okay, so This one does skip a little bit more than that other one. I don't know if it's the size of the nib or, again, if it's a me problem. Oh, it's working pretty nicely there. So that might just be the way I was using it, or because the ink was still coming down. Okay, so I like this one. This is the only one that was an aluminum. I like the feel of the barrel a little bit more than the other ones. And it looks like maybe right at the beginning there's some skipping after it sits for a second. But that might just be a fountain pen thing. All right, let's try this. Yeah, and no smearing. Okay. The next one is the Platinum Preppy 0.3 fine. Now this one, you can use a platinum converter if you want to use inks. Not something I am familiar with or ready to dive into just yet. But again, the Platinum Preppy. This one feels even a little finer than this fine one here, than the Zebra. It feels a little thinner, like the writing is a little thinner. Obviously smears right away. Let's see what happens in a minute. So far I think that this one, I like the writing the best. Yeah, this one feels pretty good. It is a plastic, and the barrel's a little thicker, so I didn't think that I would like it as much, but it does feel pretty good in the hand, and so far I'm enjoying. I haven't had any skipping. So far that's going to be my favorite. And no smearing. Okay, the last one is the Pilot Penmanship in Extra Fine. This one you can also use the cartridges or a converter. The one thing that's different about this pen from the other ones is that the lid, it screws off, and then you can put it on top like that, but it screws off, it doesn't just click off. So the Pilot Penmanship. Extra Fine. This one feels, there's no skipping so far, but it is extra fine, so it does feel a lot smaller than that one. I don't know if you can tell the difference, but it does feel very fine. And again, that was the Pilot Penmanship Extra Fine. Okay, so I think that overall, I enjoyed the Platinum Preppy the best. It slides across the page a little bit more, as where this one just felt a little bit scratchy. Not in a bad way, I think it's just because the tip is so fine that it's going to be a little bit more scratchy. All right, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have used any of these pens, if you enjoy these pens. Let me know if you have a suggestion for the next pen on my list. I'm gonna have to do some research on what pen, that just clips in, on what pen is similar to these. I don't think I liked this Pilot V301 as much. It does seem a little darker. Let's look at what it looks like on the other side. They all seem very similar. Let me get a piece of paper to put between them. Okay, so no bleed through on any of them. They obviously all ghost. These ones all seem very similar. And then these ones feel like maybe they ghost slightly less, probably because they're the finer points. Maybe not. But none of them bled through. I feel like they're all pretty similar. This one feels a lot more ridgy, like a lot more ridging in that extra fine, but that makes sense. That extra fine nib is going to, I think, ridge a little bit more. Yeah, I don't really feel as much ridging with any of the other ones. But let me know what you think. Let me know if there is a pen that you love, maybe similar to these ones. I feel like I would like one maybe that isn't quite such a clear plastic, if that makes sense. Maybe one that just looks a little nicer. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your favorite pens are. There is the Jet Pens Beginner Fountain Pen Sampler Pack. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.